and welcome to another video. And today I just want to answer some question. What is up with the divisive opinion on Alien Romulus? So I got to see Alien Romulus at one of the early showings last Thursday, opening night, and I loved it. From beginning to end, I gave the movie a 9 out of 10. I'm a huge Alien fan. I'm in a weird category. I don't understand that I'm in this weird category, but I'm in this weird category where I don't really hate any of the Alien movies. I like them all for different, unique reasons. You know, obviously the original Alien at this point in this time, the original Alien's not only my favorite of the franchise, it's probably my favorite movie of all time. I did kind of a re-ranking maybe around the pandemic. I should re-rank and do a YouTube video on it because I haven't done that yet. So something I will do in the future, but I kind of did a re-ranking of my favorite movies of all time, and Alien has slipped to the top spot. It's a movie I watch, probably once every 2 weeks. I have it on my internal home server, and I kind of just put it on different playlists, and the movie plays in the background all the time. So I've seen Alien, the original Alien, many times. If you wanted to, ask me straight up, do I like that? Do I like Aliens? I'm always going to say Alien over Aliens because I like the horror aspect of it. I think it was done so perfectly in that original movie. I also love Aliens, but it's a completely different kind of movie. It took it in an action direction, and there's nothing wrong with that. The best comparison I can give is looking at the original Evil Dead and looking at Evil Dead 2. The original Evil Dead was straight up a horror movie. Evil Dead 2 is a horror comedy. The same thing can be said about Alien. The original Alien is pretty much a sci-fi horror. The sequel, Aliens, is more of a sci-fi action movie. There are some horror elements in it, but it's much more of a action movie. Okay. Alien 3 is one that people tend to give a lot of hate for. I know the circumstances behind the movie. I know it's not the movie that was originally we were meant to get, but I don't hate it. It's a fun movie to watch every once in a while. It's not high on my list of Alien movies, but I don't hate it. And then to go even further down the rabbit hole, Alien Resurrection, which I actually, if I have to rank them, I think I enjoy Alien Resurrection a little bit more than Alien 3, but it does get pretty wonky at the end. But again, I have no hatred for that movie. I do not count Alien vs. Predator and Alien vs. Predator 2 in the Alien franchise. I count those more as Predator movies because both of them are more focused on the Predator than they are the Alien. So I'm not putting those in this category. And then obviously we flash to the movie that's really divisive and I do not understand either, which is Prometheus. Prometheus, I fucking loved when that movie came out. I saw it twice in the theater. I love from beginning to end. Ridley Scott brought it back to the horror roots, at least in my opinion. I thought so. I just this past weekend, I went and saw obviously Alien Romulus, and then Saturday I sat and watched Prometheus, and Sunday I watched Alien Covenant. So for the first time in at least 2 or 3 years I've watched either of those two. So this is a franchise I love and adore. I love Prometheus. Again, I understand why there are people for some reason don't like it, because they don't like it that it goes in a direction of exploring more of the androids or exploring more of the engineers that gets away from the xenomorphs. I get that, but I think Ridley Scott brought it back more with the xenomorphs and more of the scares in Alien Covenant, which is a movie that people really love to hate. They also, and this is something that'll be divisive. Again, video is my opinion alone. I really think that the character of David, and again, these are also spoilers for these movies, but I think the character of David is one of the most underrated villains in recent memory. This is an android who basically became ultra fucking evil by the end of Alien Covenant in what I thought at the time was a masterful tension-filled ending to a movie. Because the first time I saw it, you did you knew, but you didn't know, did he actually switch with that other android, or is it or is it not? And you have that masterful touch at the very end when he's tucking in Catherine Waterston's character, and he kind of looks and is like, she kind of looks at him and, you know, has that moment of clarity of like, is this Walter or is this David? I thought that was masterful, and I really enjoyed that movie too. I also love the soundtrack. That movie has one of the most haunting soundtracks, I think, of recent memory. And that's one thing that really sticks out for me in Covenant. So, but I love that movie as well. And so we get to Alien Romulus, and I thought this would be the movie. I thought, all right, you know, I understand, like, people don't like to talk about the engineers. They don't like to focus on that. They don't like to focus on the androids. This is just a fucking alien movie. And we figured out, you know, it's set between Alien and Aliens. It's going to bring back the horror. I thought this will be the movie that people genuinely will like. And if you go on Rotten Tomatoes and you look at the critic reviews, people pretty much genuinely enjoyed it. And like I said, I went to the theater and I got exactly what I wanted out of the movie. When I walked out of it, I said, that was good. They had some new stuff in there. They had some old stuff in there. And it played out exactly what I would want from an Alien movie. But then lo and behold, we get the internet, you know, we get reviews and stuff where I see it's a terrible movie, or it's a ridiculous movie, or I fucking hated it, or this or that. And I've come to the realization after all of this that and maybe it's just me, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, but I feel like it's a boomer situation. I really do. Like, I feel like it's anybody that's over the age of 45 that went and saw the original Alien in the theater, like, is holding on to that movie with some rose-tinted glasses or something. They can't let it go. And I don't know what these people want from a new, in the comments, I'd love to know, like, what do you want from a new Alien movie? If you don't want to learn more about the world with the engineers, you don't want to learn more about the artificial intelligence, the androids, what more do you want out of an Alien movie? This one, it had everything you could have asked for. It had more xenomorphs. It had more facehuggers than any Alien. I think it had more facehuggers than all the rest of the Alien movies combined, honestly. Like, there's a shit ton. But again, I still see it, and I still see people shitting on it, and I just want to know. I just wonder, like, what do you want out of this franchise? Like, that is the biggest takeaway I have. Like, what could you possibly want them to do with a new Alien? I mean, for me, I would love to see a sequel to Romulus. I thought it was great, but also I still want, like, watching Alien Covenant made me realize that we're never going to probably get that third movie that Ridley Scott was going to do in his trilogy of Prometheus, Alien Covenant, and whatever he was going to call the last one, because we know that the next Alien project is going to be Alien Earth, which is the FX series. It's going to be out next year. Who knows if that's going to be good or not? We'll find out. It'll be the first time that any of this stuff is set on Earth, so it's going to be really interesting. But again, like, I just have to ask, and this is the question I'm asking, and I want to see what do you want from this franchise that they're not giving you? I want to know. So, and the final thing I'll say is I had someone comment on my review that I must have been paid to give the movie a 9 out of 10. And I did comment on it, but I just wanted to put out there, like, look, man, I am a small YouTube channel. I have a little over 500 subscribers. I've been doing this for 8 years. Been doing this for 8 years. Nobody in the world paid me for my opinion on that. And I'll be honest, in the history of this channel, and as it continues, I'm never going to get paid for anything. I've said it before. I've said it again. I've talked to my other co-hosts of the podcast stuff. I never want to become a channel that has traditional access. I don't want to be an access media channel. I don't want to be sent video game codes and stuff. I want to be able to buy those things on my own and review them so I can retain my own fucking opinion, and I don't have to look at someone else's rules and regulations for what I can and cannot say. And the same applies to movies. So nobody paid me for my review of Alien Romulus. I didn't get any money for it. Like, I laughed. I laughed probably harder than I have in a long time. So I thank the person that wrote that comment, because it did give me a good laugh. But no, I was not paid for my 9 out of 10 review of Alien Romulus. Anyways, I'd love to know in the comments below, what do you think about Alien Romulus? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? I'm not going to talk about any spoilers here or anything like that. And what do you want out of this franchise if this isn't what you wanted? Let me know in the comments below, and see you next time.